Wait, what the fuck did you say? Did you say it? Did you say Superman was better than Avenger? And like, I want your red double-bladed lightsaber shit gun.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.
Bring it.
Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched a Movie. I'm Mike and he's Jay, and holy shit, there's a whole kit and caboodle worth of news.
I have seen the coming of the Lord. Bats and soups are gonna be in a movie and slap some Marvel whores.
Don't be racist.
That's not racist.
Just fuckloads of news coming out of Comic-Con. X-Men, did you see the Sentinels? They look badass. There's a whole bunch of shit coming out of this Comic-Con, so we're just gonna focus on the two I shit my pants when I heard about them stories, and that is...
You know, it's finally, I'm glad we're gonna see some Sentinels though. But that's the X-Men. I'm glad.
Good.
They look good.
They look damn good. I mean, we saw them, but they never really capitalized.
You saw like a head.
Yeah. So, first off, the biggest news, I think, for me personally, they confirm Batman, Superman in a movie together. If you haven't heard about this now, I'm going to give you a second to let that sink in while you pee your pants.
Okay, I'm done.
Nice and wet.
I mean, is it going to be a sequel or is it going to be like a separate movie called World's Finest? I don't know. I mean, Zack Snyder's going to be directing it. They're bringing back the cast from Man of Steel, but it's kind of like iffy. It's like the news is fresh.
Technically a Man of Steel sequel, but we don't know if they're going to call it Man of Steel 2.
We'll find out more later on. But anyhow, Batman is going to actually appear in the Superman movie. So the way I feel about this is it's badass. It sounds great. It sounds good on paper, but at the same time, I think that they're going to have to be really careful on how they handle it. They've got to be careful because people love the Nolan series. They love the fucking whole Dark Knight series, and that was the ultra realistic Batman as far as they can make it. And Nolan was very smart on how he closed that universe off to make sure that it had nothing to do with the other superheroes in the DC universe. So if they bring in a new Batman, which if they do it based on the Frank Miller novel, that could fucking work.
Dark Knight Returns?
The Dark Knight Returns,
Oh my god. The only thing that would upset me about that is that's like, you know, it's my favorite comic book of all time. Yeah. So it would be really hard for me to accept that they're going to take that whole amazing comic book and just have it and use it as just a cameo, not cameo, but a smaller role in a Superman movie. I want that to have its like own 3 fucking movies.
The only part that I can think that a Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns novel would work in a Superman movie is at the end of Dark Knight Rises when Bruce Wayne has retired, okay? Just follow me real quick. He's retired, and it's Christian Bale, I get that, but if you'd have to recast because Bale's not going to come back. But he's retired, he's in France or whatever, he's enjoying his retirement, and then he hears news about this fucking super powerful alien in Metropolis, and these people come to him and say, you gotta go and investigate it. Maybe Alfred, maybe somebody, Morgan Freeman says, you gotta go investigate this shit, and he has to come back out of retirement just to see if everything's on the up and up.
Well, the way that they're playing it, they're bringing back Lawrence Fishburne, Amy Adams, and people from the Man of Steel cast. So I mean, that'd be awesome. I think what I think that they'd probably do though is, since it sounds like it's going to be set in Metropolis, I think it's going to be Superman and then Batman's going to. It's going to start with Superman and Batman's going to come up. What I thought originally was maybe there's this scene where Superman, where he's Clark Kent now, he can't reveal that he's Superman, so there's a bad situation happening and he's still pretending to be Clark Kent. Then Batman comes in, saves the day, and acts like, treats Clark Kent like he's just some damsel in distress, and then when they get alone, Clark Kent's like, get off me, I'm Superman.
What are you doing? Don't touch me.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but, well, I mean, imagine this, though.
If Batman grabbed his arms like, you work out? I was like, yeah, I do.
Imagine if it wasn't a team-up, though. Imagine if, like, kind of like what you said, and in the Dark Knight Returns, they fought each other because Batman was off doing his own thing, and someone convinced Superman, you got to go and stop him, and then they fought technically to the death, but not really. But
that could work. I mean, because you got Batman, who's like how he handles crime is like beat the fuck out of a mugger and be like, where's the drugs going? Or whatever. And then Superman's like, where's the drugs going? Seriously, tell me. And then they find out and they meet and it's this big clash, yin and yang. Like how you handle, delivering justice is so different from me. And then they hate each other, then they team up. That's pretty much how it's going to be, I think.
Or they could team up and then the whole time it's like this, when Riggs and Murtaugh first met, like they don't like each other, but they're working together. So there's all these like clever barbs. And I'm sure that's going to provide some comedy.
Well, I think I didn't read the article. I don't remember specifically, but I think they quoted something from Frank Miller's graphic novel where Dark Knight Returns where Batman had grabbed. He beat the shit out of Clark Kent and Superman. He was like, I just want you to remember there was one man that beat you. I want you to remember that I'm the one that had my hand around your neck. Yeah. Because that was where he teamed up with Green Arrow and shot that kryptonite shit at him, and he could have killed Superman if he'd wanted to. So. Yeah.
And it could be, you could just have the simple thing like, watching Man of Steel, I'm sure a lot of you feel this way too, watching Man of Steel, when you're thinking about that, you're like, I don't see how Batman could really even help Superman, because Superman is just like, he can fucking do anything. I think what they're going to have Batman do is play like a detective role. Sneak into places Superman can't sneak into, use all his abilities to help him do that, and help Superman take down someone he otherwise couldn't, maybe Lex Luthor.
I would hate to be Batman and talking to Superman. He was like, I'm going to sneak into this building and get some recon so I can just fly.
Yeah, or Superman's just like, I knocked over the building.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna sneak in. I can fly over and get the recon. I have X-ray. I'm like, well, fuck you, Clark. So I'm just doing what I can.
Yeah.
But
maybe Batman brings the kryptonite into the situation where it wasn't brought.
That was another question. And then obviously the biggest arch nemesis of Superman is Lex Luthor. I mean, so you're gonna introduce Lex Luthor now? I don't know. But the one thing this is the bigger part.
Oh. Sorry.
What?
I just had a what?
Yeah, the migraine.
What about in the original Superman, right?
Yeah.
Lex Luthor puts him in that fucking pool and puts that kryptonite thing around his neck. So Superman's just like drowning in the pool. What if Batman has to save him?
Yeah, but that could work. But I really think what they're going to do is they're going to focus on the fucking fact that Batman and Superman are going to be so different. They're going to fight first, and then they're going to do the classic team up.
If you just give me a 5-second fight between Batman and Superman,
that'd be amazing.
I'm pretty sure I will
shit your pants. The bigger part of that story is who you're going to cast for Batman.
We're gonna have a whole video on that.
The only thing I can say right now, if I had to have my stake, all right, I could change my mind, but right now, if I had to say it's gonna be an older, grizzled Batman, and coming in where Clark Kent's younger and fresher and whatever, Daniel Day-Lewis.
I would love that more than anything on this earth, except for two things.
What? Number
one, I don't think you'll be able to get him to do it because he likes to do all that artsy stuff more.
But that's artsy.
and number two, Daniel Day-Lewis would still, to me, be the perfect Joker of all Jokers.
Yeah, he would be a great Joker. So would Adrian Brody, I think, too.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
But I mean,
I just hope it's not Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
No, I don't. You can't have Levitt because if you have Levitt in it, I know people loved the whole thing. You can't have a Levitt.
Add a little bit of Levitt.
I want some sugar cubes. But I'm just saying, I think that Levitt would be like, he's Robin. I mean, even if you try to say he's Bruce Wayne, nobody would. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's no continuity there.
Well, what they could do is have this whole thing where like Batman's popping up in the Superman universe during Man of Steel 2, basically Man of Steel 2, and he's popping up, and Superman doesn't even know who he is, and then and we don't know who he is. And then at the end of the movie, towards the end of the movie, you see him back at the Batcave or whatever, and he takes off his mask, and it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he's taking over the mantle for Batman, and you tie the two universes together. But
then he fucking dies, and Christian Bale comes back. It's like, yes!
I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I liked his character in The Dark Knight, but I do not see him as Batman.
The biggest mistake I think that they ever did was when they said Robin. That was the biggest fucking mistake. Anyway,
I made themselves into a corner.
I know,
that's a big fucking brush.
Fucking, that's thunder, dude.
Yeah,
he knows. God agrees. But Thunderstruck. I'm just saying. And also another question I have is with the Batman being in the Superman movie, are they going to forego the origin story of Batman and just say we're going to use the Nolan universe, or are they going to try to like put the seeds in for their own Batman movie in 2017 where they're going to reboot it? I don't know. I mean, because if you do that with the Nolan universe, then you got to add some extra shit in there. It's going to be released at the same time as Avengers 2. Yeah. This movie will be, and you're right, dude. There's going to be a huge nerdgasm of fucking like lightsaber proportions fighting.
God, I can't wait.
What the fuck did you say? Did you say it? Did you say Superman was running in Avengers? Oh my god! And like, I want your red double-bladed lightsaber, Shinchinga.
Dude, I was sitting on my computer. Or I was sitting on top of my computer. I was sitting on the couch, and my computer was. I was waiting for it to reboot. My wife was sitting over there on her little iPad, and she was like flipping through it. And so she got to this before I did. She was like, "Oh, they're rebooting the Batman and Superman movies. You might want to write a story on that." And I was like,
"Yeah, dude, my wife did the same thing. She was like, yeah, so Mike said something about Facebook, Batman and Superman." I was like, what? It was like, it was just so casual. It was like, yeah, Batman and Superman. I was like, what?
Speaking of which, if you have Facebook, follow We Watched the Movie. I'll put the link below. We're also on Twitter.
I don't believe in Facebook. I believe in MySpace. So, so yeah, I mean, but there's so much shit that can go on with this movie. You got to think like, are you going to do an origin story with Batman? Are you going to kind of like go with the Nolan-esque universe? Who's going to be the villains? What villains are going to... Because you got to have some kind of massive team-up villain story, I think, to bring these two great characters together in a movie. I mean, because even if you can't do Doomsday. I know everybody's been saying Doomsday, but...
Can't do him yet because he kills Superman, for better or worse.
With Doomsday, everybody's involved in that. I mean, you got the Justice League, everybody trying to take down Doomsday. So you can't just have Doomsday and say that's enough to bring Batman in, because what the fuck is Batman really going to do against Doomsday? Nothing.
Well, I mean, what would be awesome though is what about this? What if you flip the script? And this has nothing to do with anything. This is just me dork rambling. Yeah. But what if Arkham Asylum happened?
I would love that.
Arkham Asylum happened. Everybody broke out of Arkham Asylum though, right?
Yeah.
Everybody breaks out of Arkham Asylum. All of them get loose, and then Batman has to call upon Superman's help to get all these villains. Because then you've got enough villains to make a formidable foe for both Batman and Superman.
But I don't think that Batman would ever be in his characterization enough. Like, I think he's too cocky and full of himself to be like, I need help.
That's true.
Call. But here's the thing, also. It wouldn't make sense because if they did do an Arkham Asylum, or Superman could just bitch slap him back into the fucking it wouldn't even be an issue.
That's with anybody though, and the same thing with the Avengers.
And,
I mean, you gotta think who's gonna.
That's true.
Like, all you guys, who's gonna stop that?
No, I get that, but at the same time, remember in Man of Steel they never introduced Kryptonite, so none of these villains would know that's what hurts him.
True.
That he would just be an unstoppable alien. Now, what one guy did mention. I can see you. One guy did mention. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I think it was on a Yahoo News story or something like that. But his idea, which actually I was down for that. He was like, "What if you introduced Lex Luthor and Lex Luthor is like multi-billionaire corporate guy, greed, all that. He's everything Tony Stark is, the opposite. So you introduce him in the next Man of Steel movie." And he convinces Bruce Wayne, who is also this other multi-billionaire, that there is this alien running around that could be a threat to the world. And you bring Bruce Wayne in as Batman to go investigate this Superman character, and they meet that way. And Superman and Batman kind of feel each other are a threat, and they fight. And then Lex Luthor they finally realize that Lex Luthor is out for his own means.
Batman's like, he did what?
Yeah. And another thing, I really hope that when they recast the Batman, they don't have him like running around with like tonsillitis, like, where are the doors?
Yeah, fix that voice shit.
I'm tired of that.
Fix that voice shit.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see what
Superman!
I can't wait to see what Zack Snyder does with his new toys.
Yeah, he's got a lot. And the other thing is, the last thing I'll say is I think that I really hope that they know what they're doing. I hope that they get a good script together. I hope they get the right cast. They get the right everybody, the right thing. They have to have the right formula because it's a really narrow tightrope that they're gonna walk.
Yeah, and I have faith because I fucking love Man of Steel. So
well, the only kind of makes you nervous is that Nolan said he's gonna be an executive producer, not a producer anymore. So Batman.
I give this news a 10.0.
Yeah, Batman, Superman, high five moment. High five moment.
Done, son. Can't be undone.
If you're a fan of comics, that's a huge deal. I mean, that's like one of the best fucking things you could ever hear.
I will say the logo looked like shit. They could have done a better job. There's fan art online that looks way better than that.
No, but that is telling. The Batman logo looked a lot like the Dark Knight Rises.
It
or Dark
did.
Knight Returns from Frank Miller. So
it did.
Really
it did.
So they're gonna I think they're gonna make Batman grizzled.
But yeah,
older.
Yeah, aftershave. But yeah, so that's the news, guys. I'm Mike. He's Shane. We'll see you guys next time on Eat Boxes.
That's good.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.